Hi friends, welcome to our today's session. So friends, as you know, in previous session we learned how you can implement your code after importing an asset from the Anypoint Exchange. So we implemented that code in the previous session and we deployed it as well in the Cloud Hub and saw like how these different operations were working. So in this session, we will see how you can perform error handling in the best possible way. Okay, so the code which we have implemented in the previous session, in that we were not getting errors in a proper way, in a proper format, and that's what we are going to implement in this session. So we are in this session we are going to implement error handling in a best possible way. We're going to create one proper error structure so that whosoever will be triggering the APIs, if somebody got any error, they will get to know what is the reason behind that with proper error codes. Okay, so we'll generate one proper error structure. Okay, so presently the scenario is like, if you trigger your APIs, let me show you. So if I didn't pass this correlation ID, we will get some error for sure. Okay, so let's see what's the error. So friends, if I resume it, so in the output it's just saying bad request, but why bad request we don't know. Okay, so which is a disadvantage, because if we are getting some error, we should know what is the reason behind that in the response. Okay, so that's what we are going to improve in this session, how you can perform error handling in the best possible way, how you can generate a proper error structure so that anyone will get to know what is the reason behind the error, so that next time while triggering the API they can improve it. Okay, they can trigger the API in a correct way. So if I trigger this API again, so guys you can see, if I click on next, so what was the error? A required header correlation ID not specified. Okay, so this we didn't got this detailed description in the output, but we should get. Okay, because only then we will get to know what is the error. So guys, that's what we are going to do in this session, like how we will create one proper error structure. So let me resume it, and what I will do, I will create one separate file in which I will specify my global error handler. Okay, I will click on Mule configuration file, write global error handlers.xml, click on finish, and guys in the Mule palette I will write, and in the Mule palette I will search one error handler scope in which we can define different error handling strategies. Okay, so I will correct this name. So guys, what I will do, whatever error uh, flows which has been generated here from the API specification which we have designed in the design center, so we'll copy these flows and put it here under this error handler scope, so that if any error occurs at this flow level, it will go to this global error handler file. Okay, okay, so I will copy these flows, select and click on edit and click on copy, and go to the global error handlers, click here, edit and paste simply. Now you have to delete all these from here because we have already copied and pasted it here in one common global error handler file, where we can see our error handling strategy, how we are performing the errors. Okay, how we are fetching the errors. So I will remove this from here. Okay, and also we don't need this API console, so I'm deleting this as well. Okay, so you can delete it from your code. Okay, so guys, this error handling, the way I'm doing the error handling, it might differ. Okay, everyone has their own choices how they want to perform the error handling. Okay, so this is my way of doing the error handling here, and it might differ based on the use case. Okay, so you can see guys, now I will correct these names a little bit. Okay, so we have kept all those errors here. And guys, one more important thing, you have to specify this global error handler scope in your main flow, so that if any error occurs in these flows, it will go to the global error handler and generate a proper error handling format, proper error format, error response format, I would say. Okay, so you click on here and select this global error handler scope and save it. So if any error occurs here in these flows, it will be redirected to this file, this error global error handler scope, and it will return a proper error structure, that what is the reason behind the error. Okay, so guys, you can see different kind of errors: API kit not found, bad request, not method not allowed, not acceptable, unsupported media type, okay, not implemented. Okay, so to fetch a proper error, I will create one separate flow, separate subflow I would say, and show you how we can create a proper error structure. Okay, so I will create one subflow here. So I will name it as global prepare error handler subflow. Simply. Now you can drag a transform message here. Okay, and then drag one logger. Okay, in transform you can give it a name, prepare response. Okay, in logger you can log that error, that hey, it's an error, and give it a name, payload. Okay, and in category you can specify the flow names. So it's a best practice basically that you should follow. Save it. Now guys, we will specify our error response structure. So if we got any error, it should be in a proper format, so that anyone will get to know what is the error. Okay, so I will create it in a JSON format. So I will specify mime type as JSON, and guys, on the top of that I will create some variables where mule payload equals to error dot mule message. Okay, you can see different values we are getting, but we will fetch mule message dot payload. Message dot payload. Okay, and guys, after this we will specify where actual error equals to mule payload dot original errors. Default. Guys, this I will show you while running this flow. okay, when we got any error. That's why I'm writing this. Okay, now guys, here one more thing you can specify just to be on the safe side. Encoding, you can specify as UTF-8. Okay, encoding you can specify UTF-8 and skip null on everywhere. So if anything null happened, if any null occurs on any field, that field will be neglected. So we'll write skip null on equals to everywhere. Okay, now guys, we will create one structure. We'll write status, and in status we will write status code, HTTP status. Okay, and in message we can write we'll create one object and specify code and description, status code as well as description. We've already defined the status, but I'll be defining it one more time. Code, comma, what is the description of that error? Okay, or you can, what is the description of that error basically? What is the reason behind that error? So guys, in description you can just write error dot error type dot as a string. So there is a field called as string. I will show you. Okay, and then plus plus, give some space, plus plus, then you can append a detailed description also. Error dot detailed description. What is the detailed description of that error? Okay, and guys, you know we have created this variable mule payload. Okay, so from this mule payload we will fetch one code, status code of that error. Okay, mule payload. So we'll copy this variable dot code. Okay, let's say this code value is null. So guys, in that case you can just define some default value. It will not happen that code value is null, but in worst case, if it is null, you should have some code to send. Okay, so you can specify it like where.http spaces status. Okay, again, if this also null, then you can simply specify 500, because this is like my style of doing the error handling. You can modify it too. Okay, based on whatever use case you have. So we are don't use not using this, so we are ignoring it. Okay, so now guys, I will show you how it is working. I will put some debugger point here. Okay, and I will try to generate some errors. But guys, we didn't point out this to point to this flow, so I will drag some flow references and point to this flow if any error occurs to generate a proper error format. Okay, and specify this flow name under these flow references. Simply name as well as display name. Similarly here. Similarly here. Okay, so if we got an error, it will point to this flow and generate one proper error format here. Okay, but guys, let's say if we got any other error which doesn't have any which doesn't match with any of these error types. So guys, in that case, we will drag one more error handling scope. Okay, so let's say if we got any other error except all these error types. Okay, so in that case, we will just put this one, and guys, we will drag one transform message here. Specify on error continue with error type as any. If any error occurs except these, if any whatever error happened didn't matches any of these errors above, then it will go to this any. Okay, and guys, under this I will create one variable called as http status, that what is the status code of that error which has been generated. Okay, so guys, here I will pick that error code. So I will write error dot mule message dot attributes. I know these values because I have very much worked on Mulesoft, worked on multiple projects under Mulesoft, so I remember these places from where we can fetch these codes. Okay, so with practice, guys, you can also remember these values, how you can point to the exact place, and default we will write 500. So guys, with this line you can fetch that code, http status code, if you got any other error except any of these. And in the last we will just point it to the other flow, this one. Even if you remove this, it will work. Okay, so why I've created this http status, because I want to use it here for fetching the code if you got any other error except the above one. So guys, now I will deploy this application and show you how this error handling works. Okay, proceed. So the application has been deployed, and now I will try to generate some errors. So this time I will not send this correlation ID, and we will see what is the error response we will get. I will click on send. Okay, we got the error because we have specified error handler as global error handler, which is this one. So it will go here. If I click next, so as you can see, it has reached here. Bad request. Under this API get bad request because correlation ID is not specified. If I click on next, it will go to the global error handler subflow, which is this one, and create one proper error format. Okay, now guys, whatever payload I have created here, whatever, okay, so I will evaluate it first. So guys, you can see we got the exact error type as well as detailed description that hey, required header correlation ID is not specified, and we also got proper error codes. It's a 400 bad request, guys. Okay, so guys, that's how you can perform error handling. So this is my style of doing it. You can also perform in like whatever way you want. Okay, or you can follow me as well, that like I did, or it might differ based on the use case. Okay, there are multiple ways. If you want to send an email, that also you can do. That if any error occurs, you want to email someone on the client side that hey, we got the error because of this. So there are multiple ways you can do it. Okay, so I will click on next, and if we see the postman, now you can see guys, we got the proper error response, an exact one. That what is the reason behind the error? Previously we were only getting the bad request, that hey, bad request, but what is the reason behind that bad request, we don't know. But this time you can see we have proper error codes. Okay, we have proper description, proper error types specified. Now guys, I will specify this correlation ID and try to generate some different error. Let's say not found. Okay, not found, because this ID is not available in this regress host. Okay, so it will go to the owner continue any, because these errors will not match. Okay, because it is HTTP not found, not API get not found. Okay, so if I trigger this one, let's see. Okay, so we got the error that hey, not found, that user is not available in the regress API, in the regress database. So if I click on next, so guys, it reaches this API get router, and because we have specified error handler as global error handler, so it will go here in the global error handler. So if I click on next, okay, so because we have this error continue as any, so if I click on next, again next, now I will evaluate it, that what will be the error structure we got. So guys, we got the proper error structure also again this time. 404 status codes, message under this, we have proper code and a description as well, that hey, error type is HTTP not found, and description is get on resource this not found, that user is not available. Okay, so guys, similarly you can perform uh, you can generate these proper error handling formats like this. Okay, you can do some POCs in your local to get more familiarity on the concept. You can follow my tutorial and see how I do it, how I did it, so that you also get the idea. Okay, so guys, one more thing, let's say if you want to add some custom errors, how you will do that? Okay, so we can uh, also add some custom errors here. So let me show you how you can add that. So in previously in this GET request we got a not found error, HTTP not found. So what I will do this time, I will map this HTTP not found with some custom error, REQ, which is regress, and identifier is not found, semicolon found. Okay, so you can see, so if we got this HTTP not found error under this while doing a get call, so it will be mapped to this regress not found, which is a custom error. So I will copy it, I will copy this custom error type, custom error type, I will copy it, go to the global error handler. Okay, drag one on propagate here, somewhere in the middle. Okay, not here, somewhere here. 1 minute. Okay, so here I have dropped it. Here I will paste it, that custom error. So guys, if we got this error, what I want to do, so I know this is not found error, HTTP not found error. So I will set one variable here first of all and give it a status variable as HTTP status. Okay, and give it a 404 status code simply, and copy this flow reference and paste it. So guys, now I will generate this custom error and show you how it works. Okay, I will deploy this application. Okay, proceed. Now I will try to generate one custom error and show you. So it is in deployment is in progress. So as the application has been deployed, I will trigger this get endpoint. Okay, so because this ID is not available, it will throw HTTP not found. And as you know, HTTP not found is mapped with a request not found. And this custom error we have already defined here. Okay, so if I click on next, it reaches this API get router, and because error handler is global error handler, so it will go here. And because the error type is a request not found, so it reaches here. It will specify the HTTP status code as 404. Okay, and guys, now we will evaluate it, that what is the error format, what is the detailed description of that error we got. So guys, you can see that's how we used to handle custom error types. Okay, that's how we used to handle. So again, we got the proper description, proper error types, but this time in the error type we got that custom type which we have mapped in the request component. Okay, and if I resume it, you can see we got the proper error response, that hey, request not found, HTTP get on this resource failed, not found, and here also status is not found. So guys, I hope you understood how we can perform error handling while implementing the code. Okay, so guys, in next session we will create some YAML files, specify some properties, try to encrypt some properties. Okay, we will show you how you can perform the encryption using secure property tool. Okay, and what are the different algorithms used to encrypt those values. Okay, so thanks everyone, thanks for watching this session. See you soon, bye.